The George Washington University, at the intersection of policy, practice, and research. Connecting all that Washington has to offer with an intellectual environment that drives progress. Transforming vision into action, offering learning experiences that are rigorous, real-time, and real-world. In a city shaping the future, George Washington is a place where faculty and students don't just study the world, they work to change it.
Hello. Hello. Gamers, welcome to the final two schools of the evening. We've had a long-ass day. We're going to hype ourselves up just a little teeny tiny bit. I am doing... Sean, what the hell are you doing? I'm trying to do an intro.
Freaking mind, brother. We're out here with Manhattan College versus George Washington University. The first president, Dara, the first president of the United States of America. He made a school, and right now that school has many descendants of people from America gaming right now against Manhattan College, trying to see which one of these two schools is the best of the best.
Did you say number first?
Listen. Every time that we just start randomly giggling.
No, I'm hot for this one. Did you say number first? You freaking.
It's 9:30 p.m. No, so it's 10 p.m. We've been commentating for 5.5 hours straight.
We got a couple of players, right, all lined up. So it seems like we got Liza Luca representing Manhattan College, and we got Kemonito representing George Washington.
Hey, Monito. And yeah, this might be the last series I commentate for EGF for a very long time, so I just wanted to say thank you so much for EGF for having me here, along with Dara and Devin for being so fun to work with. Each and every week we go in and out doing this stuff. And we're going to get right into it. Liza Luca on the tried and true Aegis versus Kemonito's Rosalina and Luma. I've been seeing a lot of this character lately.
This is hard. This is, Rosalina and just struggles so hard when it comes to dealing with disjoints and swords. Now imagine you're dealing with somebody who's fast, who can swing, who can pressure your shield and basically beat you in every part of the game except when it comes to edge guarding. Because now Liza Luca is just confidently controlling the stage. Now that he's switching to Pyron, no Luma on deck for now. This is looking so tough.
It's just the massive disjoint that Pyro and Mythra have at their disposal, and the amount of options you have to really knock away and get rid of Luma very, very quickly in Mythra. And also Pyro, who just has such exposed hitboxes, but almost the link from Kemonito. You got to remember that this character can do some crazy stuff once Rosalina is given the privilege of having her setups.
And now Liza Luca just looking for a way to be able to shark this landing, and wow! That is a mechanic that you got to remember exists.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't. And I was like, oh no, they're taking this hit.
Foresight, baby. We're out here.
What happened to 3-sight? Anyways, Liza Luca, just, I feel like just the joystick stick on Mythra, you're really not finding any of those really big kill options.
Oh, you're dead.
That's a vibe.
Good night. What broke the shield right there? Was that neutral B?
Yeah, it was a charge neutral B.
Yeah, that does a lot of shield damage, so you gotta be careful when you shield that move.
You gotta spot dodge it. You can spot dodge in between the hits. You can also, you have options in that situation is the thing ultimately. So it is a bit of a vibe check to let that hit your shield.
Oh yeah. Liza Luca though taking fair advantage right here. Needs to be taking more advantage of this Luma being gone since Rosalina now doesn't really have the additional hitbox of Luma being within her possession. That's a really good high recovery right there.
Just jumping in place, just looking through this big opening, but what a conversion from Kemonito. That's just classic Rosalina stuff.
Oh my.
I like that instant double jump up because it put them in a position to actually find another hit. And yeah, at that point, there was no way you were coming back onto the stage. Side B is so risky because you don't actually have the possibility to instantly snap.
That's a really good edge guard right there from, yeah, guys, don't be scared by Photon Edge when it comes at you. You know, you're able to down air it. The hitbox will always get beaten out by another one if it's big enough. You just have to make sure you're not directly in front of it as it's coming at you, and you make sure you have a hitbox out by the time it's coming your way.
Now, guys, look, I like the aggressive option, maybe just trying to catch Kemonito lacking, but now, all of a sudden, you're gone.
See you later.
Sayonara. You sussy little Baka, you just gone. You dead. You have nothing else you can do there.
Good edge guards from Caramonito. Or K Monito, my bad. Did I say Caramonito? I was thinking of Carabonito.
Yeah, you're thinking of Cara.
Losing it. We're losing it. But
Shout out
good
to
Rosalina
Sarah
gameplay. Facts. Really good gameplay by K Monito right there, though. Just good edge guarding. Made a fantastic comeback right there after that first shield break. Didn't really let Ryzaluka get back to stage when they were put in a disadvantage. And I feel like it's just a testament to how Ryzaluka needs to be managing this disadvantage. You may have to make sure you save your jumps because the most safe recovery option you have is that sweet spot up B directly into the stage right there is Mithra. And if you can't get yourself into that position, at least try to air dodge or something.
So that was so early too. I just want to see this replay one more time. Just spook from the beginning. So what happened here? How do we get here?
Forward throw, double jump expended, then the swap. You got to pick one, right? You can't.
Wow.
Be doing all that right away.
Honestly, the full hit of it might have been actually a whole lot better. Because had Caminito gotten the full hit, it would have popped up Ryzaluka in such a way that it might have been like a much more favorable position for them to recover. They could probably just directional air dodge up B. So the fact that it was only just one of those hits, kind of based.
Pretty based. I agree. No cringe detected here. Either way, game 2, I want to see Ryzaluka just save those jumps. That's your most precious resources, both Pyra and Mithra. You have to make sure that you're able to make it back to stage consistently every single time. If you're not, you're going to die really early with those characters. Doesn't matter how good you are with them. The recovery, not the greatest.
So, going into game number 2, what do you feel like Ryzaluka could be doing a lot better?
Saving their jump.
Saving the double jump? What else? Why were they getting put off stage to begin with?
Probably I'd say they got grabbed quite a bit and they whiffed. I feel like you just have to have, like, when you're playing a sortie, your goal is always to have good spacing.
Yeah.
That is what the whole purpose of having a sortie is. You have a disjoint, you have to use it intelligently.
I like the early down B from Caminito. They were definitely anticipating Ryzaluka just to start out the game like every other pilot and be like, hey, I'm just gonna side B.
Oh yeah. You're done. Is she though? Looks like she's still alive to me. I feel like also Ryzaluka could be placing more importance on dispatching Luma. Luma is the reason why this Rosalina is even somewhat viable in the first place. You have to make sure you're getting rid of her, or getting rid of him ASAP. That's bye-bye Luma.
Ryzaluka is just right now swinging, which is honestly, like, you gotta be maybe a little bit more intentional with your platform pressure, go for timing mix-ups, because Caminito just took advantage of that and just, like, knew when the hitbox was coming, and then was just able to navigate around it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when you're given the luxury of having such quick aerials and that have really generous hitboxes with Mithra, you have to make sure you're using that pressure smartly. You can't just be swinging wildly. Your swinging has to have purpose because that's what's going to lead you into your combos. That's what's going to lead you into further follow-ups. Oh, and I really want to see more advantage being taken off of these foresights. You know, there's a generous amount of time foresight does for you.
And I feel like Ryzaluka has just not been really getting any of those really big hits. Gets a dash back. I feel like I felt that F smash coming in, but then they dashed back forward again.
Oh gosh.
I like the idea to use downer as just like a way to call out any up tilt attempts just because of how disjointed it is. But the hitbox is pretty specific, so you just gotta make sure your spacing is perfect.
All right, there, pretty big F smash coming out right there. And this is looking pretty good. You know, every time that K Monito is in a disadvantage or at a deficit, it somehow makes it back every single time.
That's one up smash just going to be controlling the ground for a little teeny tiny bit. I like the idea to go forward there. And Caminito's advantage chain has just not stopped yet. They have caught every single grounded option of Ryzaluka's. They found that spike. Caminito. Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Caminito's just cooking.
Oh yeah. no matter how much Luma's getting pieced up, Luma's still taking all the hits. And if you are putting your focus on attacking Luma in certain areas,
that spacing.
Rosalina can grab you. Wow, that was a good
Oh my
That's
lord.
cute.
That spacing, that positioning, everything from Caminito was perfect. Gaizaluka was so caught up in where Caminito was sitting, they didn't think to go where Caminito was going. Poor Luma.
Luma's just getting diced. Put Luma in the slap chop real quick.
No, I don't believe I will.
All right, though, one more big hit, though, from Gaizaluka with this Pyra.
Finds a dash attack. That's going to be setting them in a nasty position. Double jumping like that is so dangerous because Caminito was ready for it, but then just maybe not anticipating how much airspeed, Mithra did have. And I love how Caminito's always ready to convert off of Luma. They are just so experienced.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, almost a complete blast off right there. Gaizaluka knocking on death's door right now, 98. If Caminito finds one more opening, that'll be the game. Oh, it goes. That was so well played by Caminito the entire time, I gotta say. That was super impressive.
Wow, no, that was genuinely beautiful. Caminito played the matchup really, really well. They found edge guards. They were able to set them up really well. They played really patiently in shield, but they also just adapted to Gaizaluka so well. A lot of the positioning, a lot of the spacing, a lot of the decision making, I just feel like was just so on point. Like, that downer was the right idea, but then I don't know if they intended to just dash like that. That did not feel like in the cards. Oh, was that just like a punish on the extended hit lag?
Oof.
Yeah.
And nice down there. Boop. Yeah, so I mean,
this downer also puts you in a position to be able to like punish like an up B, right? Because if you shoulder hop like that, you're still floaty enough to wait for them to drift to the ledge, then up B, and then they just ended up dying either way. So Caminito played this matchup so well. They did everything they needed to do. I feel like Gaizaluka was just committing so much to some of these attacks.
for real. With that being said, though, we are going to shoot to a quick break while we get our next two players locked in and on board. That is a very good lead for George Washington University so far. But we'll be seeing you guys back real soon.
Gamers, we're back. We got Rip Van Winkle from George Washington University going up against Sam from Manhattan College. So we'll be seeing Wii Fit Trainer going up against Captain Falcon. This is a pretty... We saw this matchup recently. Well, at least I did. At Xeno, which in the form of Nixie versus John Numbers.
How did that go?
And it's a pretty funny one.
Who was the winner?
Jeez, if I remember. Oh, buddy. I couldn't even tell you.
Maybe
I've
Devin
seen
remembers.
Maybe Devin remembers.
Because Nixie doesn't come around a lot anymore. I think Nick got third that tournament, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Either way.
So here's exactly what you want to be as Wii Fit. And I like the idea to go through header like that, but it takes such a long time to set up. And I feel like how much reward do you even get if you like connect it, is the question.
Oh my. Deep breathing though out, really putting havoc on Sam right now as they're struggling to get through this onslaught. I love Rip Van Winkle's patience, honestly, through a lot of this right here. Just setting up these traps at ledge right here. Using F-tilt really nicely to stuff out these initial approaches from Sam.
Yeah, I really like the way that Rip Van Winkle's being like so creative with some of their header usage, especially with like how they try to, you know, extend their hitbox of down tilt to try and two-frame. By putting out the header is just like something to hit in the meantime. So definitely getting really creative with it and a lot more tricks up their sleeve than I saw them last time.
Oh boy. Rip Van Winkle though has a pretty comfortable lead right now, to be honest. I feel like they can just continue to keep playing in this evasive manner, staying grounded, waiting for Sam to sort of whiff, because it just seems like Rip Van Winkle has a better grasp on the matchup at hand right now. Oh, that could have been huge.
Yeah, but just delaying the back heel a little bit too much, using it at the apex of the full hop, and not pressing it immediately. So just really got to make sure that you have that kind of a timing. Sam just going to be sitting there patiently at the ledge, going to be looking for the next big hit, not committing to a button quite yet, but playing a little bit too passively as Rip does end up making the way back on.
And yeah, just such good usage of deep breathing and also just playing super evasive. I wouldn't say like necessarily camping, but definitely running away quite a lot away from Sam. And Sam not really being able to find a stable opening as they're forced to constantly reset their position every time the soccer ball is threatened at them.
Using the header, just a bit of coverage. Rip Van Winkle finally going to be losing the full stock as Sam finds that up smash. So
that hitbox is insane.
Oh, I like the idea to go through header. You have such like a generous amount of space too, because the heel can spike in the forward air. The front hit of it is just gonna send you outwards, but
For real?
just gotta find this hit. Lamau. Grab out of shield is so difficult in this game. With like how much like shield pushback there is and like how much hitbox shifting,
it's so weird.
With Wii Fit, you're not gonna be finding those often at all.
Some characters are more blessed with shield grabs than others. Oh, this would be big for Sam. Not really taking all the advantage to capitalize when Rip, like, with Falcon, you have to be able to, like, track your opponent while they're in disadvantage. I feel like Sam is far too eager to reset the situation a lot of these times. Getting them in some pretty rough situations. Also, just need to be calling out these air dodges from Rip Van Winkle. Rip Van Winkle has been landing with air dodge pretty frequently.
Oh my goodness, the header actually going to be blocking Rip Van Winkle's own sun salutation. Going to be stalling a little bit with header and coming back on so aggressively. It is going to pay off as they do find footing on the stage. But no, buddy. That was so close. Each time. All these up smashes are so close.
Ooh! What a powerful F smash to catch that whiff right there on Rip Van Winkle. And honestly, Rip Van Winkle kind of just ran away with the entire game. Every time Sam tried to get a very precise, like with characters like Wii Fit Trainer is super thin. Her hurt box is super hard to hit a lot of the time, especially if you're trying to land with such precise hitboxes as down there. You need to make sure you're excelling on catching her landings with stuff like, with either pretty much just Raptor boost most of the time.
Dash attack, dash grabs, and just going into jabs. I feel like a lot of Sam's just neutral relied on falling back airs.
Yeah, for real.
lot of up smashes, a lot of
falling
down airs,
and
a lot of stuff out of jump. When in reality, Captain Falcon is a really, really good grounded game as well. That I just don't feel like Sam was just taking advantage of in this matchup. You know. But yeah, so going into game number 2, let's take a quick little look at the captain's channel to see what the bans are going to be. They're going to be banning Lilat, Kalos, and Yoshi's and opting to go for the Battlefield. I feel like Battlefield's still like a pretty solid stage in this matchup, but I guess by virtue of just having platforms over your head, you can keep yourself really, really safe. Having really high vertical blast zones as well. Wait a second. I got him confused as to who won. I don't know why Captain Falcon would go, actually. I don't get it.
Why Captain Falcon would go to Battlefield?
Yeah.
Triplats.
He's like, okay, he'll get like a couple of output links.
Yeah,
but
you
I feel
get
like
good
Sam has
extensions
just
off.
not gone for Raptor boost at all to be able to get those started.
I agree. I think the main problem here for Samson is not really the lack of abilities to extend combos, but rather just catching the landings of Rip Van Winkle. Like every time we've seen aggressive landings or just air dodges. I feel like Sam could be taking far more advantage of that. That was a good
but
round.
there it is. I like the idea to go for the up smash though, just in case Rip Van Winkle ended up drifting outwards. They did not indeed do that, but those empty hops are so menacing because Rip Van Winkle has been conditioned to think that's always going to be like a downer incoming immediately.
Gosh.
That's the lead on the roll out.
You're wobbling.
No, I'm not.
You got the wrong game. Get out of here, bud. I didn't even know she says that. Did you know that she says that?
She says that like in the original Wii Fit, because you have the balance board you're playing on. But
Oh my god, that just caught me off guard. I was like,
we're on the
what?
Switch.
I'm just like, what happened? Oh jeez, even Wii Fit hates wobbling. Ice climbing lanes are really truly a quest. I hate it here. I like that bit of a drift and just trying to mix it up as much as possible. That was pretty cute. But because of how high up Rip Van Winkle started that, they ended up having way too much time to be able to land.
God.
What happened? Can you? What,
He ripped him. He put the rip in Rip Van Winkle. Sam just unable to catch a break, I feel like, this entire set so far. It just seems like Rip Van Winkle has had such a good grasp on how to keep Falcon out, which is staying evasive, wait for Falcon to do most of the approach work a lot of the time. It can be very easy if you just stuff out Falcon. Sam's been going for such high committal options a lot of this time. Like, these last two dasher grabs have been spot dodged. You need to start going for stuff that's, or just waiting a little bit longer. Maybe going for stuff that's more active, like just standing in place jab, or a Raptor boost, or just waiting.
Ooh, that up
honestly,
smash
for a
would have been a
little
good call out on the jump, but almost all of Sam's up smashes have ended up whiffing. It's because they keep going through the same option in the same situation. That header spacing was so good, it
would've been
almost
cute.
came into play.
That would have been so cool.
And again, there it is, coming into play, stopping the ledge trap a little bit soon. Once again, just always going to be this get out of jail free card for Rip Van Winkle. Now they're back on stage playing this game. All they need is a good deep leading F tilt, anything.
Yeah, F tilt, really anything. Up air, anything will probably end up and Sam right now. So Sam's got to play really, really patiently. Maybe even attempt to wait out right here for the deep breathing to go away, and it's gone. This is definitely Sam's chance to get in there and get some damage off with the back air. Actually going to close it out right there for Rip Van Winkle.
Yeah, still not going to be dropping a
When
single
exerting
point
yourself,
to
remember
achieve
to keep
W.
breathing.
Really putting the W right about now because Rip Van Winkle just...
Amen.
A
God
women.
bless.
Sean, that's Wii Fit Trainer, the woman one. So we say a women here.
The woman?
Yeah.
The women's?
Oh jeez, I wanna see this kill on this up beat. Just like this. I like this idea. It was a good idea, but then look how from far down you're gonna be descending. So you have all of this time for Captain Falcon to get in there, and then for him just to be able to up smash you for your troubles. Oh, I love that landing animation. She just puts her hands up.
Put your hands up. I think Rip Van Winkle
This stock was so fast.
This was crazy.
Yeah.
That's why you have to be careful. Wii Fit also really good anti-air tools and how she shrinks during her up tilt. Crazy that Rip Van Winkle just went for it right there. Kind of OD.
But yeah. So really good stuff to Rip Van Winkle. That is going to conclude the second set between these two schools. So while we do wait for the next couple of players to be confirmed, we'll be cutting to a quick little break. and I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Never mind, we're back. I love how quickly breaks have been becoming as this evening has been concluding. So we have a next handful of players. We got Cranberry playing, going up against Crimson playing Kirby. This matchup is bad. This matchup is really, really hard. There's very little that Kirby can actually do against Goy. Because his sword is big, his sword is strong. As long as he can get, like, you know, some combos going, you know, because he's a really good combo weight, but I just don't see how Kirby initiates.
Down tilt? I don't even know. You just gotta really wait for Roy to mess up a lot of the time, because once you get outboxed, not only on the ground and in the air, that's a pretty big recipe disaster for Kirby. If Crimson can somehow consistently get Cranberry off stage, there might be a whole different conversation happening here. But
nearly one jab into back here. Cranberry's execution looking immaculate right about now. Now Crimson already on their second stock, despite the fact that Cranberry has only taken 40%. And I feel like some of the links are a little bit too slow. They're not like getting like those big combos that Kirby is known for.
It's true. Okay, yeah, Cranberry just handling this really nicely right now. Not really giving up too much space. Connecting a lot of these hits. Crimson's trying to get little straight hit going, but nothing too substantial just yet. Every overcommitment is going to be hard punished by Cranberry, as Roy is really good at whiff punishing tools.
Yeah, no, he has everything in his kit that he really needs. Cranberry, you know, is just not getting like too aggressive with these jump-ins good about now. Gets the spike hit, but that's going to be a big punish, or is it, as the jab does not end up sweet spotting?
Oh boy. Yeah, no dice right there for that large punish. That should be another jab back air, and it is. So consistent at Cranberry.
Yeah, Cranberry's execution is looking on point right about now. They're getting their damage, they're getting their kills in. They're playing this matchup to the best of their ability. Crimson's gonna really have to pull a fast one. I'm trying to think about like the openings that Cranberry is giving, but honestly, they're pressing buttons in an unpunishable distance. They're not overextending. You have to just walk in there and try to bait something out at some point.
For real. It's tough. I also could potentially maybe try to use more up B in neutral. You know, it's surprisingly difficult to get through for a lot of characters. We're already noticing that Cranberry is not super ready for it, but...
Oh my,
no shot.
Okay. I was gonna say, with that much rage, anything can happen.
That's a scary overshoot right there. But finally managing to find that up air right here. Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's how you do so much damage, puts you into such a nasty position, and almost gonna be getting that neutral B, but I like the aggressive landing. I still feel like Crimson could be taking those hits so much further. It's Kirby down air. You know, that's the big move.
Oh lord.
You get a grab out of it, you get some down tilts, you can get some up tilts. You know, there's a lot that you can do out of down air.
Alright, good dash attack right there from Crimson. Cranberry just finding openings in neutral, just the faster buttons Roy has and better ground speed, it really puts Kirby in such a tough position. That's
is that it? That is it, yeah.
That's a shotgun blast. Every single time.
Nobody's living that.
Wins not an option.
Failure really do not be an option. If you're Roy.
Wow, Sean, that was so true, Sean.
You said failure's not an option, dude.
Yeah, this game was tough. Cranberry didn't really give that many openings for Crimson, but I just feel like, similarly, Crimson was overextending a lot.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of smash attacks on shield. I feel like Crimson could camp. You know,
Yeah, you got to
just
play reactively. That's the way to do it. Honestly, you can't really, if you're swinging first against the top tier, they're gonna really blow you up for it.
If a matchup is bad, you know, you could just try to camp and then just see how your opponent deals with that. Because Crimson kept on holding forward, overextending, and quite literally fell into Cranberry's lap a lot of these times.
Oh, yeah.
So, gotta slow it down, gotta reel it back in, to say, hey, I'm gonna play at my feet, I'm not gonna push this. I want to see how you approach. I want to see if you know how to do this, and maybe I can try to outplay you as a player. So I feel like that'd be really beneficial to Crimson going into this, or maybe even a character switch might be kind of based and pog build, but seems like Crimson is just going to be sticking with the Kirby.
Wow, actually low profiling
Tiny
underneath
baby.
that fair right there. Kirby do be a pancake.
He's a little tiny baby. He's a little baby man.
Baby man. Little baby. Cranberry not giving up any space though with these short hop forward airs, but gonna get tripped up right there. This Crimson's opportunity off of every trip, after every trip. So really just maybe get a grab or get some sort of big punish off of it.
Tries to go through the dash attack though. Right now, Cranberry just going to be looking for a way to be able to catch this landing. Now Crimson is starting to connect some of these hits. They're putting on the damage. They have a good percent lead for themselves. But the question is it going to last?
Hard to say, honestly. I feel like Cranberry's just been doing such a good job of sharking everything here. The minute that Crimson messes up, Cranberry is always ready to punish.
Yep. You just really gotta let that one go upon reaction. But now we're at 2 stocks apiece. It's looking completely even good about now. This is a really good stage for Kirby just because of how easily he can jump in without having to worry about landing onto a platform, as Roy's head is constantly vulnerable. So I feel like rising aerials are going to be Cranberry's best friend to catch Crimson's approaches.
Oh
no.
gosh.
Oh boy.
Hey, that'll work though. That'll honestly work for a trade, I feel like. If Crimson can somehow outplay Cranberry on this last stock, that might not be that bad of an idea, honestly, for that trade.
Jab into side, just putting on a really good damage. Cranberry is trying to shark these landings, but Crimson is making themselves as ambiguous as possible.
And Cranberry's just tracking onto Crimson so well. Crimson really doesn't have any breathing room. Like all of these moves are whiffing or a bunch of other stuff.
And
It's
up the out of
ridiculous.
shield is going to be so good for Cranberry because it scoops, it's going to hit Kirby even if he's pancaking. And because of the armor on startup, it does not let Kirby, like, shield gush you for free. They like landing on your shield, they love pressing down tilts, up tilts, jabs, F tilts, everything. But up B is just going to go past all that.
Yeah.
Side B is going to be the move of choice as Cranberry takes another dub for G double.
Oh yeah, and that's gonna put Manhattan College's dreams to rest, unfortunately, right here, as we are up 17 right now. It's pretty much an insurmountable lead right now that George Washington has set up for themselves, and 3 very dominant sets as well so far. So the rest of this series, Manhattan College is really just gonna be playing for points, trying to see if they can dig themselves out of a sketchy situation right here. Pretty tough, honestly.
Yeah, no, this is what is it, 15-0, so you would need like a 3 stock and a 2 stock to be able to even it up. But either way, this is looking really, really difficult for Manhattan College. So I feel like George Washington, they have like gotten like so much better, especially since last year. And every single week that I've had like the pleasure of being able to cast them, there's always new improvements to each of the players. Cranberry's execution is looking immaculate. Rip Van Winkle's funny, header angles and everything. And also, not to mention, what's the attack? Kimonito's like setups with Luma, a lot of their spacing. Their players are really composed, they're really tight, their execution is amazing right now, so I can't wait to see what we have coming on up. In the meantime, we're going to quickly cut to a break as we wait for the next 2 players, so we'll see you guys in a second. Hello! Hi! We're back. We're getting into the next game. Oh, geez. So, who do we got coming on up? It seems like we have...
Sans, my man! Projectile. That's a good tie.
Just projectile. Yeah. I don't know why our producer said that in like a Slavic accent. I couldn't tell you at all.
Count.
But he said projectile. Anyways.
I wonder who projectile plays.
If it's like DK or something, I'm gonna be a little pissed. I'm just gonna be like, damn, really?
That'd be pretty funny.
That'd be pretty funny conceptually.
Maybe they only play zoners.
And then they're gonna be going up
zone.
against Sans, my man.
Sans, my man!
The one and only. And
Man, the
Sans
myth, the legend.
is... So Sans is gonna be opting to go for Hero. And Projectile does indeed play me Gunner dressed as Samus. I'm losing it, guys.
I think Sans, my man, also plays me Gunner, has a me Gunner too, if I recall correctly. So this is gonna be pretty funny.
Maybe you're just getting thrown off by the Sans part.
Maybe. That's right. This matchup is gonna be kooky, crazy, fun times. Yes.
If you get bounce on, it's over. It's literally over for me. It's over for Villager. There is
not
so little that
over.
you can actually do. So I feel like a lot of the name of the game for Sans, my man, is just going to be getting that bounce.
And bounce,
look at
here we
that
go,
bounce.
baby.
While you're running. While you're
Just
running.
run. Just get him.
Projectile is friend.
There's almost
That,
nothing
however, is not a
projectile can do
projectile.
at this point. To
That is just a
zone
big
out.
old disjoint.
Oh, and there goes bounce. I agree, though. It should be about finding that bounce the entire time. But that psych up is going to aid to a little bit of oof off that first stock right there for Sans, my man.
Oh my goodness, and just putting on all of this pressure already, just catching a lot of these goals in, all of this coverage. Sans just needs to stop, slow down, and understand the space that it actually covers. Because a lot of the time, you can just kind of like double jump, wait, land on platform, and then slowly make your way back onto the stage. So,
True.
oh, Kaboom is such a good way to break space too.
Still, I love the usage of these side Bs. They're such a good mid-range tool for Hero to use. They do consume a lot of mana, but they're consistent spell to really deal damage and do a lot. And Sans my man is playing this first game perfectly, honestly.
Those psych up back hills just, you know, putting in the work for Sans, because that's how they're constantly going to be getting those kills. Accelerator is going to be on deck, just chasing down, but of course it does not actually boost the distance of your dash grab or anything, so you have all this momentum, all this speed, and then you dash grab and you're like, wait, where did it go?
I have speed. Oh boy. Yeah, just these side Bs putting in so much work. I feel like Projectile needs to be a little more cognizant of the spacing right here. The thing about me Gunner is that a lot of it is set up. You want to be shooting out a lot of your projectiles very early, expecting them to do the zoning work for you. You don't really have a much impact despite your initial positioning. So I think Projectile has to play a little bit more free-flowing because they're just getting locked in positions really early, and Sans my man is taking full advantage of that and just dealing out these fat punishes.
Yeah, no, they've been constantly getting their jumps called out. Sans my man was just like, well, excuse me, they were not calling out Sans my man's jumps. Projectile opted to play like really grounded, and when Sans was not locking themselves into shield, when they were jumping in constantly, they were able to find so many big hits because they either A, hit Projectiles as shield safely, or like B, landed with like a side B, and then that almost always ended up connecting. Even without bounce, they were able to find big kills with a lot of falling back airs. I feel like Projectile just never went for anti-airs. You know, Gunner has like a pretty good one in the form of up tilt, where you could just like jump neutrally, jump forward and space yourself out a little bit. Those are all really important tools that they just didn't implement a whole lot of.
And yeah. That game won pretty powerful for Sans my man in that situation. We're seeing bands of FD, Kalos, and Town coming out, so we don't want any flat stages murking anything, which is honestly favorable. You know, you want those platforms to really mess up a lot of the spacing sometimes. You don't ever want to be really locked in a linear neutral with me Gunner, just because it's so hard to navigate through sometimes. But honestly, Sans my man had no problems at all that game one. I feel like getting through it all.
They only ran into issues when they started locking themselves into shield. You know, but once I really stopped doing that, once I started focusing more on jumps, I just don't feel like Projectile was just able to adapt to that too well. We didn't really go for like a lot of jump callouts, particularly in some of the corner options might have been like a little bit antsy. So it seems like we will be opting to go to small battlefield for this game number 2, which I mean I guess is fine. You know,
dig it.
You don't want to give Hugo too much space. Otherwise, he like has like free access to menu.
It's true. You do not want to give that man free access to menu because he can pull out some goofy, wacky, funny, silly moves out of it.
Alright. So game number 2. Let's see how this goes.
3, 2, 1.
Battle Friends and Bonds 2. Unlike a Battle of Friends and Bonds 1, the inferior prequel. Playing here on small battlefield. Game 2 between Sandsman and Projectile. And Projectile's starting off strong with these initial bursts right here, just linking Projectile to Projectile, catching Sands, my man's landings. Very well. How do you escape the bullet, Heldara?
By playing a little bit of Toho, I suppose. And Sans does not have bounce on deck. They're not able to jump. They're stuck in a corner. They don't really have enough space for themselves.
Oh, they got
you gotta
so
get that
low.
zoom. Or you know what? Just up B back on, but just gets right up to that F smash, which is so active. That's a kind of snowballing you need to avoid against me, Gunner.
I love the attempt at the thwack, because it can kill at 0, theoretically. I've seen it happen many a time.
With how little space there is in between the platforms, like specifically on the ground, now Sans is not really finding those jump-ins because Projectile's keeping themselves safe. So there's not a whole lot of flat space happening.
It's almost as if I feel like banning the bigger stages with more space actually did Sans my man a little less good because Projectile's center stage controls really, really well right now. There hasn't really been a large amount of side Bs coming out that have been connecting. And Cinnamon has been struggling to find landings
This feels really
right now.
clustered. This feels like they don't have the space with which they need to move around, and all of a sudden, that is Projectile with a 3-1 stock lead right now. Good gaming.
It's very claustrophobic right now for Sans my man, and haven't really been able to output as many zoning tools to really destroy Projectile.
Oh, but this is going to be so big if they can connect like a big swing of an attack. Does not seem like that's going to be the case, though.
Not quite yet.
Are they just not rolling bounce? Like, I'm looking at these menus each time, and it is straight up not happening. Oh, what a failure to call that out. Just using the destroying seal advantage, being able to hit through the next projectile. This is looking bleak, though.
Oh boy. This is looking mighty tough for Sansma Man this time around, just not being able to find a consistent way in.
Oh my.
Finally managing to get a little bit started here, but it's a little too late. Oh my gosh.
The whack just going through all that. The whack just saying, I'm still here, buddy. And the Accelerator, you have so much movement. You have so much speed. Tries to go for the up tilt. It's a bit of a finisher. Sans. Oh, jeez. Oh, this Accelerator is such a dangerous choice.
I can dig it. It's just you have to do something with it. Oh my god. How did that go all the way through
Look,
that whack?
I'm looking at the menu. They're just not getting bounce. What is happening?
Times the RNG ain't favorable.
It's really not looking favorable at all. What is going on? Well, you know what? The jump side B was able to do it. Every single menu has lacked bounce.
Really good, well-timed air dodge right there to get through that whole onslaught of projectile pressure. Sansma Man pretty much knocking on death's door right now.
Oh, that side B, once again, just so safe on shield. Just keeps on going through those full hop aerials out of shield, even when it's a big opening. Full hop, like, out of shield is so important when, you know, somebody's constantly pressuring your shield safely, and you don't have an immediate out of shield option. But at that point, Migunu was dash attacking into your shield. That is vulnerable. That is time that you have to waste. You have plenty of time to pop out a big punish.
It's true. I think Projectile had a really good lead and was able to hold on to it for a while. It looked like Sansma Man was honestly nailing a little bit of a comeback. Though as that game was progressing, you know, you saw that first stock being taken nicely. Second stock getting taken without too much damage coming. But, you know, when an early lead is established so early on, it's very hard to make a full comeback, especially against a character that really stalls momentum, like Me Gunner.
Yep. Well, so it's going to be going to a game 3 between the two. So just got to make sure that your out of shield options are a little bit tighter, a little bit more on point. Also, get some better RNG. Do it. I don't know what you got to do. Flip a coin, roll some dice. Yeah.
Game 3. And I want to see where we're going to go here in this game 3.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at our captain's channel. See what they're discussing, see what they're going to be talking about.
Because the flat stage bans really didn't work out too well. I felt like it only really aided Sans My Man when they needed to find landing spots. Kalos Town PS2 are being banned as well. So FD might be a good counter pick right here, but it seems like Sans My Man is going to be opting to pick Battlefield actually here for game 3.
Yeah, and they will indeed be going Battlefield, so I still feel like it could be a little bit clustered, a little bit claustrophobic, just like as you mentioned, so I don't really know why the choice to go to Battlefield. But I guess we'll just have to see.
Oh, yeah.
But the bans, like to not go to Kalos Town and PS2 from, whatchamacallit, from Projectile, I feel like they're actually pretty smart, so
Yeah.
just like getting rid of all those big flat stages, and really surprised Sans like didn't choose to go like FD or anything.
Especially when they had so much trouble landing beforehand. Because given the arcs of some of the projectiles, namely the, I have no clue. I know that one's called Smart Bomb. I have no clue what the canister one is named, but with the arc of that one, it can sometimes really catch jumps onto platforms really well, so Projectile is just serving them up right now. It's up to Sans to really find the first opening and keep it, you know, and which, to Sans My Man's credit, they've definitely been doing. Projectile, though, really just holding it down right now with the zoning.
Well, but just still gonna be finding that F smash, and this is looking exactly like last game. Sans My Man got knocked to the corner, and then it was just simply, like, they were just dead. They just kept getting hit over and over and over again. Yo, I am peeping this menu. Do you see bounce?
I can't really read it.
Because it's not there, but...
Yeah, there it is. Oh, no, it was
Oh,
missed.
no.
It was there.
It was there. You had it. Oh, jeez.
And even though bounce doesn't last for particularly too long, it's still such a good tool to get you in for free. Projectile will have to be forced to really mix up the game plan
I mean, to go
entirely.
forward, what are you going to do? Deal with Me Gunner's, like, genuinely mediocre grounded options?
Yeah.
Like, you get to go into, you get to press, you get to force your opponent to go onto the defensive for, you know, a good chunk of time.
To Sans My Man's credit, it is at the bottom of the list, which hero players traditionally will only pick, like, around the first 3 options. I rarely ever see the 4th option being picked unless there's ample time to do so.
Yeah.
In the heat of the moment, scrolling all the way down to the bottom of that list can be a pain. But it needs to happen at some point here, but we're not seeing any favorable stuff. I think I just saw bounce again, actually.
Yeah, and Sans just keeps opting to go for a lot of these projectiles. They're making this a little bit harder on themselves than they have to be, especially because when they do pull menu, they are giving up stage. They do let projectile get some more stuff set up, right? So, it's looking tough.
Okay, still no bounce on board. Using bang instead of kaboom, all right.
There it is.
There it
baby.
is.
Woo! Let's get a round of
You got
applause.
it on board.
We did it.
But projectiles adjusting accordingly now. Really, really well.
Yeah, it just goes for the big, you know, disjoint of up air. It's just like a big old disjointed hitbox, so it won't protect you from that. So that time around, bounce not really coming into effect as Sans was in constant disadvantage for the time spent.
Oh my gosh, this pressure.
Is that up tilt? That
Was
was like
that
the
up
first game
tilt?
of up tilt. Yeah, that was up tilt.
I have no idea what that was. That was up tilt. It's gonna be a quick W going to projectile. For that one right there.
Pretty confident one as well. You know, they were able to get this, you know, despite losing the first game, they were able to take the, you know, game 2, game 3 really, really confidently for themselves. So really, really good stuff. 2 projectile that is going to be putting GW 18-2 over the Manhattan College.
Yeah. Doesn't look good at all. Honestly, just playing for points at this point. Sandsman Man finally getting the first 2 points on the board, at least for the school itself. And last up, I believe, the last 2 players that are going to be coming are Cross and Hooks. I believe Hooks plays Incineroar and Cross plays Robin. So that's going to be our final set of the night. And our final set for the next 2 months also. We are in our next scheduled EGF start will be in February after the winter break for a lot of these students. So, this is going to be it, guys. I just wanted to say real quick before we get into it, thank you so much again to EGF for having both of us here. It's always been such a pleasure, especially with the crew we have, with Devin over here, just giving fantastic S-tier production to this collegiate experience. Just wanted to thank everybody that I've gotten to know from this. I want to thank Cuffy. I want to thank Connor Sanders. I see them on Twitter every now and then, and people I've actually met through this league. Being really, really cool getting to see their journey through Smash, because college is a very pivotal point for a lot of Smash players in terms of their grind and how they're going to progress. You probably won't be seeing too much of me in the future, just because I'm about to become very, very busy with both a full-time job and a part-time internship. So I probably will not have the time to come back later on unless something crazy happens. But I just wanted to say thank you once again, everybody. If you are enjoying the words coming out of us, first of all, you can follow Duramgar at Duramgaria on Twitter. I know, I'm just plugging us real quick. Just real quick.
Okay.
Just a quick plug.
Sure. I thought you were like closing out. I was like, wait a second. I was like, wow.
You can follow Duramgar though at Duramgaria on Twitter and Twitch. Sometimes she be streaming. She's also going to be commentating a tournament very soon. I don't know if that was ever publicly
announced. It is public. I'm going to be on CEO. I'm going to be at CEO.
I was going to be at CEO.
Got some exciting blocks, got some big blocks ahead of me. I don't know if I can reveal that quite yet, but I will definitely be at CEO on the mic. It's going to be my biggest opportunity yet. So I'm definitely really, really excited
for
that. And then after you've done that, you should go ahead and support Sean at FanINS on Twitter. On Twitch, and Fang Plays on YouTube. He's got a lot of exciting stuff coming up, a lot of cool announcements in the near to distant future that he can't announce quite yet, but soon.
Soonish. Probably around the beginning of December.
Yeah.
But I'm also having a follower tournament on my stream, twitch.tv/fan9s. Also, you can register for it on smash.gg/fs500. There are a little bit of money prizes for you guys. I know it's an online tournament, everyone's sick of online, but I can't run a major. I have no money. I have nothing. And also, of course, thank you to Devin.
So sad saying that.
For the excellent. It is really sad saying you have no money.
Sorry,
okay, it's my fault for spending money.
To save
either
your
way,
cash.
also, just save money, forehead. Don't buy things. Follow our lovely technical director at House of 3000 on Twitter. Devin runs the whole shindig for New York. Just all of them. Everything. He does it. He does the thing, and he does it well. He brings S-tier production quality to every single event he graces. He's a great commentator, great stream runner. He has a very good eye for quality. And he built everything with his bare hands and a little bit of coding.
I have human hands, not bare hands.
Everything with his human hands.
There you go.
His human bare hands.
With that being said, I do believe we're just going to be getting right into it for the final set of tonight. Game 1 of the final set. So who do we got? We got Hooks.
The Hooks, me boy.
W playing Falco. And then we got Cross, the Robin. So I feel like Falco, this is one of the most meta-relevant zoner breakers in this entire game, right? By virtue of having down B, you get to shut people down. And then once you do get in there, you get to combo them into infinity. But the question is, do you have the cognizance? Do you have the situational awareness?
Do you remember that?
Yeah. So just to
sometimes I'd be forgetting Ness has down B.
Yeah, I'm just like, damn, why am I getting hit by this? I don't need this.
Getting into it right now. Cross is also one of my favorite players to watch in this league because their Robin is just so good. Probably Manhattan College's strongest player, I'd say. Really good management of spells. That was insane. The first hit of Elwyn and the second hit of Elwyn combo. That was ridiculous.
Oh, neutral a bit of stage control. Once again, just going to be knocking them out of Alpha. Tries to go for the down smash 2 frame, but what a ledge option. It catches people shielding, spot dodging, or just standing in place and pressing a button, maybe, unless it actually flanks with the projectile. That is a clever way to get off the ledge, and paid off.
Okay, great back air right there from Hooks to stuff out Cross right there on that item catcher, item throw. Cross, though. The cross combos are ridiculous. You have to... I feel like a Shine should definitely be a more cognizant option for Hooks to be using. Oh, Lord.
Just looking through this opening, gets the drag down, goes through the second one, does not actually get the drag down that time around.
Oh!
But,
If that hit the stage, yeah. Actually, no, it only bursts if it hits people, I'm pretty sure. No, it bursts if it hits the stage too. What am I talking about? If that hit the side of the stage right there, I wonder what that would have done.
What a down smash as well. Now that's Hooks playing the matchup a little bit more, getting all those reflects out. Now Cross is really struggling to get much started. That is down throw into up tilt. Oh my goodness. Hooks.
Hooks is kind of cracked. Though that up smash, really good disjoint on that up smash right there as it flies out of Robin's hand to get that stock off there for Cross. But Hooks' Falco has been doing such a good job of holding it down. Oh, that could have been it.
Just keeps going through these up airs on the platform. Hooks are struggling to be able to get back down. I feel like that neutral A was really, really antsy because side B has so much end lag to it. You could have just dashed up and grabbed. Neutral A, I just don't feel like would have done a whole lot. Oh my.
Oh gosh.
So
Alright.
not a whole lot of sense in like reflecting fire unless it's like the quickest way to deal with it. I just feel like sometimes dashing through it or jumping over it is going to be the most efficient way of like getting from A to B.
Cross kind of really in critical high percent here. One more back air. Oh, but missing of ledge, but still the double jump actually being able to get... That didn't kill? What? Is Cross gonna steal this game now?
Honestly, definitely not impossible. It takes one good up air, it takes one good arc fire into creativity at this point. The book was flung upwards. It comes back into play. There is a projectile out there. Hooks is in the corner. Oh no!
Still the 11 sword not on deck right now, I'm pretty sure. Only bronze sword, which isn't really going to be able to kill as early as 11 sword can. So this is definitely at least on life, but Cross stealing that game from Hook right there. That was crazy.
It seems our fates are joined.
Damn. That sucks.
Quite sad, isn't it?
No. No, Sean. It's
Yeah,
not.
Manhattan needed that right there for sure. Really good rising forward air off of ledge right there. I thought Hooks had that after that down smash, but I guess it wasn't powerful enough to seal the deal.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised about that. I it was such high percent too. It just doesn't really make sense. Oh geez, Hooks played this so well too. They're like reflecting everything at the end. You know, they're getting those down smash 2 frames, which is definitely no easy feat. Well, I don't even know if it's a 2 frame, but it was just out there to hit Robin
I think it's a 2 frame.
on their way up. So, for all intents and purposes, yes, it was a 2 frame.
Because sometimes Robin can make it to ledge. Like even if like a character with an active hitbox like Ness holds Yo-Yo over ledge, yeah, it's a 2 frame. Even if a character like Ness has an active hitbox over the ledge, sometimes Robin can just get through it, just given how tiny the little hand comes out. But that was just good timing from Hooks.
Yeah, to get 2 of those consecutively with the smash attack is definitely no easy feat. So, really, really good stuff to them. Just at the end of the day, it just comes down to like sealing the deal and being able to get those kills that you need.
Ready? We are getting into it for this game 2. Cross taking that game 1 really well. This could potentially be the last game of the night, Dara, if Cross is able to take it right here. But Hooks honestly did an exceptional job game 1. Just kind of got a little bit outplayed towards the end.
Oh my goodness,
Oh my
and those are those
God.
arc fire follow-ups, but not getting like that double jump that they need to actually fully convert off of it. Gets the side B spike, but at such little percent.
Oh, the
it's
sour
negligible.
spot.
Wow, what a sequence of events.
Cross is so aggressive right there. That was such good management and edge guarding right there on Falco.
and timing was just immaculate on all fronts. And now Hooks,
Real.
all of a sudden, sitting at a huge deficit for themselves. That's going to be huge damage. Oh, buddy.
Man.
Oh, man.
I don't know if Battlefield was... I mean, triplats are so good for Falco, but man, Robin doesn't do bad on them at all either. Oh my god.
I like the idea from Cross as well, because this is when Falco is most vulnerable. It's actually getting back onto the stage, but double jump forward is going to be the tool of choice to get back on.
No
way.
Not again.
Not again. Where are you going?
Where you going, buddy? Game's still going on. Hook's trying to find something here. Great F smash to catch landing on Cross right there. Cross getting kind of lazy, I feel like, on the drifting bike back there.
Next hit should definitely do it. Not multi-jump, though.
Go for the gentleman.
The gentleman would have definitely killed her.
Oh, yeah. Like a little startup here from Hooks, just trying to catch the landings of Cross, which is, they've been doing such a good job of that rapid jab. Not going to kill just yet. Again, I feel like gentleman would be the good way to seal the deal.
Oh no, but not
Bronze
actually having
sword.
11 sword, only bronze sword. So the next hit will definitely do it. But oh geez, that is a finite resource, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all done.
11 sword still charging up right there, so Hooks could still live a little bit. No, the gentleman not fully connecting. I feel like Cross second guessed themselves.
Okay.
That should kill.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have not seen Goblin multi-jab kill, but you know what? 2021, baby. Anything's possible.
Oh, what?
So, I mean, I guess that's just like a simple case of like the knockback angles of the multi-hit combining with the final hit of Outfire.
Yeah.
And it just has like enough momentum that it sends you outwards. But wow, what an amazing downbeat from Cross. They just restored so much health. Oh, jeez.
Whoa. That was really, really critical for Cross to make it back right there, because no more Elwind. After all those rapid jabs that expended the Elwind a lot faster.
Is this it?
A lot of puppies normally would. Nosferatu coming out again, just giving Cross more health and taking more out of Hooks right there.
Just ensuring this lead, just ensuring this victory right about now. But Hooks is holding on to the last stock so well. Cross just opting to play back a little bit. No incentive to approach whatsoever. Just charging it all the way up. Oh, that double jump is risky.
Yeah, very bad high recovery right there from Cross. Luckily, finally having Elwind back at the disposal. Does counter the wrong way. It gets hit by the Thoron for their troubles.
Next hit will definitely do it, but you can't get too greedy with those because Falco always has his reflect. Is that multi-jab going to be able to kill? Yes, it is, as Manhattan College is going to be able to muster up just 3 more points for themselves. At the end of the day, George Washington University is going to be a champion for today.
Really good stuff, honestly. And with that, that's the final set of the night. I don't know if we're getting an interview. I mean, we've skipped like 2 of them already, but
we'll try and get one. We'll try and get one if they're available.
We'll see.
We'll see if
It's
anybody
quite
from GW is going to be available. Anyways, really, really good stuff to George Washington University. They had, I feel like, some of the best showing today, especially from Cranberry, especially from Rip Van Winkle and Caminito. The comeback that Projectile was able to make. And Hooks still had like a lot of the right ideas, was on track to be able to make a comeback, but you know, just some executional faults here and there. And Manhattan College, definitely nothing to sneeze at either. But gamers, with that being said, this is actually going to be the final set. This is the final actual set for all of EGF for like this half season before we go on a break for a couple of months. We will be getting an interview at GW, so we'll see you guys in just a couple of minutes. Hello, my little pug champs. Welcome back. I have a very special guest with us. We have the one and only EDM Expand Dog Man.
Oh, yikes.
Representing George Washington. How you doing today, Fred? How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Overall, I'm pretty happy with today. You know, I mean, things are good after a day like this. How you guys doing?
Doing good. It's late, but you guys trudged through the end of the day and you made it out. Honestly, amazingly, all the players today did such a fantastic job, but you yourself did not play.
Me? No, I don't. I'm just coaching. I don't play. I'm washed. But yeah, overall, I thought today was pretty good. There were a lot of things that they've been working on as time's gone on, and that's finally some of it clicked. Some of it didn't, but some of it did, and I was really happy to see that. Especially with projectile finally realizing, as a zoner, he needs to cover a jump, which is great. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean that's the first question I really want to dive into is how, as a coach, are you molding these players at least to show improvements week in and week out, to get them to where they need to be in a lot of these matchups.
I mean, unfortunately, with school schedules and my own personal, work and life schedule, that I can't.
Guy.
I was saying I can't play with all of them all the time, but there were a couple I've played with in particular the last, couple weeks, and I played with Projectile a little bit, so it was good to see him, covering jump, which is what got him killed most times, and then the player Steve, he's a Rosalina player. He did pretty well today. We've been trying to get him to stop jumping. So specifically, when you ask about what we've been doing, it's mainly just we try and practice with a purpose, not just play friendlies, not just mindlessly, oh, run it back, just like, okay, you got a terrible habit in the corner, you're rolling too much, and you only play to punish that one thing, and it kind of helps them break that habit, because nothing helps. VOD reviews help, we do that. That's one of the things we do, but the biggest thing that helps is just, overall, it's just punishing a bad habit while you're playing and telling them, like, hey, that's stupid. Don't be stupid. Stop doing that. So, yeah, that's pretty much that.
So this is not a question, but I would like for everybody to appreciate this. So I've known you for a long time. I've known you for a few years. So let me tell you what happened. Several years back, I was visiting my brother, who was an attendee at George Washington.
Yes.
At the time, he was a student, and then I showed up, and then I looked on like Facebook group chats to find a local in the area.
You were fiending a local.
I was fiending, and then I show up. I was like 16, 15, like 16 at the time. It was with my box, and I show up and I get second, and the guy who gets first is you. And I'm still a little pissed about that in retrospect, but he was great. And then we've been friends for a while.
I would say it was nice because I didn't know anything about like Smash in the esports realm, so it's been nice, through you I've been able to understand like, hey, there's a whole EGF and other things. And I will say I have met Fang as well. Great guy, super nice. Met him at LTC. Unfortunately, didn't make it, Dara.
Another time.
Another time, but I was gonna say
I met you and your girlfriend actually.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
You guys were just coming through. We had a great conversation. I was doing money matches actually at the time.
Yeah, you were fiending that.
I was pissed. I drowned in pools, so I was like, I need to take other people's money and make up for this somehow or get better.
You and Spencer are just like beating up these kids for their money in the money matches. But yeah, no, overall, I was going to say it was pretty good. And those same people, actually, Dara, you met Cram, you met Hooks.
Well, you know these people then, Dara.
Like briefly, and I think you, because Cran was the Roy at the time. He still plays Roy.
Oh goodness! Oh, that's still okay.
And
I still remember
I think and then I was like, oh, there's the Ness coming, and I was like, oh, cool. Like there's more people coming, and then it was just kind of small world when I found out like, oh, like you're like all over these commentating things, and then overall, though, it's been pretty fun. I will say, you guys, speaking of Smash community, I want to just say thank you to EGF, doing a good job. You guys have great commentators you pick, like the ones in this call, in this one. And, you guys do a great job with production. The zoom-ins, I will say, I believe the behind the scenes is doing a great job, too.
Yeah, that's Devin. That's a producer. All the things can go to Devin. from
Yeah,
House of
Devin,
3000.
you did a great job. There was that 2-frame. I was like, was it really a 2-frame? I didn't think it was, and then it was a 2-frame. So props to you. that was like real quick too.
You already know it, baby.
So I just wanted to say, I want to say thank you to you guys. You always do a good job, and it's fun. And overall, I feel like, with the team, we're getting better. We had a couple disappointing weeks in the past, but I'm hoping we can put that behind us, and we're starting to show that we have some, brighter times ahead of us. And if we get the run back with these teams that we lost to, I feel like it'll be an easy clap. So yeah.
Hey, you guys got him today and definitely made it look easy clap. So
I feel like today was like your most confident showing as well. So far, from what we've seen, at least, just because I feel like all of you players are just able to showcase like some element of improvement, or like, hey, there's like something new going on with like each of your players. As well. So I was like really pleasantly surprised, like with projectiles, like adaptation throughout the set
real, yeah,
and everything. I
that's
think
crazy.
you guys killed it today.
Yeah, and I was really happy, and also we've been, like I said, I referenced it. We usually have like a 2 that are usually there, but we've been rotating in and out. Like there's a Bowser who's been screwing up a lot, so we kind of got rid of him this week, and it worked out. We had the projectile, the Mii Brawler or the Mii Gunner, and he did a really good job covering jump, and I was super excited to see that. And you've got Hooks he can play Falco just as well as he can play Incineroar. But unfortunately, there were a couple misinputs, but overall it's pretty good because we have a roster who can switch people out. If they're not performing to what we're liking, we can just say, hey, maybe you're going to take a week off, and we'll get someone who's just as good. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being able to conduct this interview. I guess the last thing I want to ask is if there's anything that you want to shout out, plug, while you still have a moment.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout out the Drip Van Winkle. He is the team lead for the kids on the campus. He does a really good job communicating with me, so thanks to Drip Van Winkle. And thank you to my girlfriend, who's actually asleep in this bed right here, and she's been patiently waiting for me to turn this light off and the other lights off, and she can go to bed. We're really boring and old, so we're probably gonna go to bed after this. But yeah,
watch The Bachelor. This man watches The Bachelor.
The Bachelor's good. It's got great production value.
Is there a problem, Dara?
You didn't need to share that to everyone listening, all right? But overall, yes. Fang, I do love The Bachelor. I listen to a podcast for it. Right now, I will say Michelle, my favorite Bachelorette in the history of the show. Kind of not a huge fan of some of the guys she's picking. Like
They're terrible.
I don't like Joe. The guy Joe apparently ghosted her before he went on the show, and they're picking it up on the show.
What a scumbag.
Anyways, I'll spare you the details, but it's a great show. We do watch it, so thank you very much for telling everyone, Dara.
I've been
I can't
watching
help
it
myself.
with my girlfriends too. You put me on. It's because of you. It is your fault.
Fucking got
Mr.
It's pretty good. Devin, do you watch it?
No, I've never seen it.
Fang, all right, yeah.
I've watched it, yeah.
Devin,
right,
you miss it out. Devin,
If you have an SO, you probably watched The Bachelor at one point or another.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
Nice The Bachelor watching.
I will say, but yeah, long story short, guys, we're feeling confident, we're feeling optimistic, and shout out to Drip Van Winkle and just the team in general. You guys have been doing a lot better, and I'm really happy to see that. And I'm hoping we can get the run back on the teams that embarrassed us, and we'll be able to, compose ourselves next time around and not have those bad habits. But overall, thank you guys, EGF. But yeah.
Well, thank you so much for the interview once again. I hope you have a lovely evening, friend. And with that being said, gamers, that is actually going to conclude EGF for the season half. I am Duramgo with Fang, my lovely, incredible co-caster. Once again, for anybody that's not already doing so, go ahead and follow him at Fan9as. You have so many exciting updates in the near future, so many amazing developments. He's an incredible commentator, incredible video editor. He's just doing so many different projects. You should follow our lovely, incredible producer at House of 3000, some of the best production that you could ask for. So hire us, please, to do your event. Do it. I'm House 2, baby. And then, additionally, you could also follow me at Dogamgoli on Twitter. I make bad tweets and talk about women. Who doesn't like that? I guess guys who like men. But either way, we'll see you guys in a couple of months from now. Take care. Love you guys. Thank you so much for having us.